Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today I'm going to do a swatch for you. I needed to swatch these out, so I figured why not do it on camera since I enjoy watching swatching videos, so maybe there are some of you who like watching them as much as I do. So, what I am going to be swatching is the STAEDTLER 320s. They are double-ended fiber tip water-based markers. One end has, this is the broad end. The tip is very similar to a Crayola Super Tips, but it's also quite different in size. And this is the fine end, which is quite fine. I don't have the packaging here because I've been using these for quite some time, and it was time to swatch them. I use these in my color by numbers when I need, I should say that I have the complete set of 72, so that is the most colors that you can get. That's the biggest set you can get. So I use these in my color by numbers when there's a lot of colors needed in the palette. I use these in my Disney books, and I use these on double-sided coloring books. So I've been using them for a while and I really like them, and so that's why it's time to add them to my swatch book so that I can pick the colors properly. Now these do not have any names or any numbers, so I have labeled them myself, and I followed the technique, I guess you could call it, that Lisa does. Her channel is Lisa's Coloring something. I'm sorry, I forget her channel name, but everybody knows her. If you like watching swatching videos, she does a lot of swatching, so you'll know who I'm talking about. So anyways, I put on a sticky dot, labeled them from 1 to 72, and then put a piece of what we call invisible tape around that just to make sure it doesn't come off. Now, not having a name and a number is usually what happens with these kinds of markers, but I think it's a big mistake when you're getting into sets of 72. That's a lot of markers to expect a person to keep track of, and you know, once you get to this amount of colors, you're talking about someone who does a lot of color work. So yeah, that's the downfall of these. The other thing, I guess I'm giving a little mini review here before I start. The other thing is this tip right here. I can't stand the tip on Crayola Super Tips, and I had a bit of a hard time when I started using these. I wasn't sure if I was going to like them or if I was just going to have to only use the fine tip. But after using them for a while, I'm getting the hang of using that kind of a tip because they didn't have Crayola Super Tips when I was a kid, so I didn't grow up using that kind of a tip. This is different though. It's much finer and it's longer. So in my opinion, it's a better nib if we have to go with this kind of, I don't know what that's called, conical? It's a cone shape. So, yeah, that's my opinion on these. So let's get started. They have a wide range of colors, and I'm quite happy with these. I'm going to have to turn my book just a little bit to do this. So, they've got 4 reds, and I have put these in the order that I do all my swatches. I do the I'm a Roy G. Biv girl, so I put them in that order, except when I come to indigo and violet, I do purple pink. Then after that comes all the neutrals. First come the skin tones and browns. Those all go together. Then next come the grays, then the black and the white, and then metallics. That's how I do these. So these only go up to a black. There is no white and there are no metallics, though there are two which have glitter on them, so I suppose they're supposed to be a gold and silver, but there's nothing metallic about them. Alright, so back to swatching. So we have 4 reds, which is nice and not all that common in a set. Now this is a nice scarlet red. And this one is a light red. So after the reds comes the oranges. So let's see, we want 5. Where are my oranges? Okay. So the lids are not exactly very close to the actual color. That's one reason why these really need to be swatched. Okay, I think I've got them now. I'm missing 6 and 7. Oh, there's 7, 6. Okay, so I do not put them in order by color within the color. So the reds, I just put the reds together. I don't put them light to dark. And now we're doing the oranges, and I don't put them light to dark. I don't know why, I just prefer them that way. So here we have, now that is yellow. Did I put the yellows first? Oh man. I think I put the stickers on these wrong. I'm going red, yellow. Oh. Alright. We're just gonna have to grin and bear it. Alright, here we go. Yellow. So this is a nice bright yellow. I find that with my marker sets, often we don't get a bright one. Now this is the ubiquitous fluorescent yellow. I do not know why marker sets waste a number by giving you a fluorescent yellow and orange. If I wanted that bright a red, a yellow or orange, I would buy a highlighter. I don't need them in my marker sets. That's my rant over. Okay, and so now we have a green yellow. And then more of a yellow ochre. I always put my yellow ochres in yellows rather than browns. And now, I think this one is an orange yellow. It's like that one, except darker. So if we look at the cap, I guess it's, no, see that one's just totally, oh no, that's this one. Well, I thought the caps weren't too close. That one's not. I know I have a hard time picking colors by going with the caps. So, okay, so now we're on to orange. Oh, this is just killing me doing these out of order. Oh, okay. So, now we're doing oranges. This is a light orange or a soft orange. Here. Oh, just a minute. I'm putting them away as I do them. This is my first swatching video, so bear with if I'm a little clumsy working with this. Okay, so now we've got more of a true orange, though it's not terribly different from the previous, just a little bit darker. This one's a very light orange, not quite peach. And that is definitely a red orange. Here we go. This is our true orange right there. A nice solid orange. And another medium. So that is a good selection of oranges too. This really has a good selection of colors. Now we have greens, and like any set, there are a ton of greens. So let's find number 16. Here we are. Okay, so I need to move a bit. There we go. So that one's a little bit, kind of a little bit of a bluish green. This one is our mint green. Definitely a moss or forest. I think there's one darker in here. Now here we go with kind of like the kind of green that I associate with Christmas there. All right. I have another light one here. Oh, very light green. I don't know if that one shows up for you. That is definitely the mint green. Whoops. They're rolling all over on me. Yay, we are looking for 21. Okay, and back down. There we go. Okay, and here's kind of like a leaf green. And this one is the darkest. That is your forest green. Definitely a cool color. What do we want? 23. This is a yellow green. And here we have lime. this one's moss. Okay, now we're getting into the kind of greenish turquoisey colors here. It's definitely a blue-green. Now I've got to say that the colors are coming out a little bit washed. They're actually quite brighter. My lighting is not the best in here. So here we have, now this color could be placed with the blues. It's such a bluish green, but it definitely fits in with the greens better. Looks green against the blues anyways. Okay, so here we have teal and maybe a grass green there. Okay, so after green comes blue, and again, like many sets of markers and pencils and stuff, we have a lot of blues. So let me sort them out here. I know that I had a lot of problems figuring out the blues from the purples when I was looking at the lids. So we'll go with these, though I know I've got some purples over here. Okay, so we're starting with 30. There we are. I think that's as close as cerulean we're going to get in this set. And then that one gets a little bit brighter. So those, I like those colors. Those are nice. Now this is the one that I expect to be a smoky blue because of the lid, but it's actually a light sky blue, and there is no smoky blue. That is what is missing in here. Okay, then we have an indigo. And another light blue. This one is more sky blue when you compare it to this one up here. This one is definitely got more green in it than this one is more on the blue side. And yeah, the lids aren't great matches. They get you close. Okay, so here's another one. Oh, this set does have a smoky blue. I've been thinking of a different set. So yeah, that's definitely a smoky blue. And here we have as close to navy as we get with this set. Missing one. Okay. Missing a blue. I don't see anything over there that could be blue. What number am I looking for? 37. 47, 40, 38, 39. Do not seem to have the next number. Ah, here it is. Looks very gray. But that is definitely a... Let's get you back on screen, goodness sake. Okay, so there we definitely have another smoky blue, more of a denim. Sorry if you didn't see those last couple. I didn't notice I was off the screen. Okay. All right, yep. Okay, so this is definitely turning into purple. Yeah, so we have, I guess that's more navy than that one. This is definitely darker. This one looks purple, but it's got more of a blue tinge to it, so that's probably going to be your true indigo rather than this one, which is just a tad lighter. And we have another kind of cerulean blue. I think that's going to be your true cerulean down there at the bottom. Okay, so let's get you back on screen. And now we're moving into the purples. So those are a little easier. And this set has a lot of purples. So that's kind of like a lilac. Whoops, wrong end. And this one is kind of a red violet. Bit bright, but close to plum. Don't know what color to call that. Guess this is more of like purple, what you would call your standard purple. This is plum, now that I look at it. And now we're getting into the light lavender. And now we're getting into the pinky purples there. So that could be your fuchsia. This is a very light lavender. And this it's a lighter plum than the other one. All right, so now we do pink. And here's a light rose. And this is going to be our fluorescent pink, though it can easily be used as a color. It's not like the yellow. The yellow is the only fluorescent in here, which is actually like damage your eyes bright highlighter color. This, even though it's technically the fluorescent pink, it's usable as a color, definitely. light. That's almost a light red. Just a little bit lighter than that, but then it's got the pink tinge on it here. I'm going to push you up now. So I'm looking for 52. Nice soft baby pink. And another one that's close in color to that one, but this one, when you compare these two, this one's definitely got the rose shade into it. It's a dusty rose, while this one's more pink. Now this is your magenta. And that, I had a hard time deciding whether to place that with the purples, and I guess I really probably could. It's very similar to this one, but it's just pinker. This one is definitely more reddish purple, while this one, compared to it, has a pink tinge. And a light pink there. So you can see there are a lot of purples for a marker set. Usually you just get a few. A nice big range of purples, and we also have a nice range of pinks. They've definitely done a good job of giving us a range of each color. Now we come to the browns and the flesh tones. And these I don't put in any particular order because I just like to scan through them, because I use these when I'm looking for skin tones or if I'm looking for earth tones, and I don't like to be swayed by putting them in any particular order. So we're going to go with very dark brown there. Slightly less dark. Was that a hint of red in it, that one? That is a tan and could be used as a skin tone. This is your raw sienna. And I think that could be used as a skin tone as well. This is a very dark brown. And this is your terracotta. And very close to this, to the one above, but redder. A good red earth tone. Oh, I just put that in the wrong place. Oh no, which one did I do here? Okay, so I am going to have to renumber these. Oh, what do I have? Here, let's just see this. Okay, so this is 64. And this is 62. Darn. Now I can't even read that. Ugh. Okay. 64. 62. I'll have to use some white out on that. Oh, I'm making mistakes, aren't I? Alright, so I did 64. Now we want... Wait a minute. Oh boy, I got these messed up. Okay. Okay, so that is 64. This is 62. Okay, so that's 62. Okay, so that's going to make this one 63. And then we're back in order. Oh! And here we have peach. And a very light tan. Okay, so when we go back to the dark browns. Oh, I can't believe I made such a mess of that. This is just kind of an ugly brown. Okay, and now we actually get a couple of shades of gray, not just one. We get the light gray, or a warm gray, and the dark gray, or the cool gray. And then we've got silver, which looks just like a very light gray. And then we have gold, which I don't know when I'll ever use this color because it matches the grays but is just kind of ick. If you can see it there. See how it matches in nicely with the grays, but then it just has some ick added to it. And finally, we have a black. To end that with. So there you go. We have the, let me zoom out a bit so we can get the whole chart on screen. There we go. So you can see we have a wide variety of colors in here, and they all come in groupings. We've got 4 reds, got 5 yellows, the same with the oranges. Then of course you've got your boatload of greens, into your teals and aquas, and a boatload of blues. Then we've got a really nice selection of pinks, some purpley pinks, and some pinks here. A couple of flesh tones in there. And then we've got the browns and the lighter tans with some flesh tones in there. 2 grays, 3 if you count the silver, or 4 if you count the silver and the gold, because they're definitely grays. Let me see if they're dried, if they sparkle at all. No, and they don't even look metallic. Those were a waste of colors. That and the fluorescent yellow are wastes of colors. They should have given us something else, in my opinion. And a black. And it is definitely a true black. You do a second coat on that and it will be good. So, thank you for watching, and I hope that's given you some information on these markers. If you've been wondering about them, they are the STAEDTLER where have I got it showing? Here we are. They are the STAEDTLER 320s, double-ended fiber tips with the broad end and the fine end. I believe the fine tip is a 1, and I believe the broad tip is a 3. But don't quote me on that because they don't have the packaging. So I'll leave a link to these down below in case you're interested in looking at them. And I am an Amazon affiliate, so your purchases through my link will help my channel. It'll help me put money back into my channel. So thank you for visiting, and I will see you in the future. So until next time, bye-bye.